This conference will now be recorded.
Great. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let me know if you're facing any difficulties in viewing my screen or with my voice. So today we'll start with our model configuration. We'll start configuring our planning area and all other entities inside our planning area like attributes, master data, key figures, planning levels, and etc. Right. So for that, yesterday we briefly discussed about a scenario. It's called capacity planning. So it's kind of a custom scenario. The standard IBP functionalities, they won't cover anything of the capacity planning. Uh, but yeah, so to start from the scratch, I picked this up. So so you can see here, there would be some maintenance jobs that goes in, so preventive maintenance and all that, cleaning and oiling and etc that happens on resources inside a location, right? So now we're going to do the planning on it. So what we're going to do is, like, I mean, finally what we achieve is that with this scenario, with this configuration, now what we'll make is, for example, let me. So the entire, how the planning, I'm thinking that if you guys have any other ideas, just let me know so that we'll configure them. So the entire idea is that we want the planner to go and, if the planner have a visibility on what's going to happen, inside their plans, the supply planner. So what he can do is, like, maintenance. There is maintenance job. The For example, like, dry cleaning inside your plant, or let's say chemical cleaning. There's a job called chemical cleaning inside a location called, plant one. For the resource, let's say there are multiple resource. There is like, let's say this plant is a most advanced one. It has a robotic assembler and then a normal, assembler. So chemical cleaning plant one, let's say this is a key figure and this is a big one. And let me bring up another way. Okay, so the ultimate agenda is that, job start period, let's say, I mean, just giving a fancy name. So the planner should be knowing that, in week 2 I'm going to do this job of chemical cleaning inside my one. So now what we wanted to do is that this is available, um, you know final available capacity. So there is a standard capacity, another key figure, that is at a location and a resource level, that says that this resource is available 168 hours every week across the horizon. But on week 2, as the chemical cleaning job is going on, let's say if it takes 68 hours, the available capacity would be 100 hours, right? 68 hours will shut down the resource and we'll do the chemical cleaning, and then the available capacity is 100. And then we also want to do some kind of um, what do you call, some oiling or something after this is done, um, and on the same plant, um, same resource, and we'll do it job start period. We'll also do, on the week 2 itself, and let's say this takes another 50 hours. So now on week 2 I'm going to do 2 jobs. Both will consume 68 hours and then another 50 hours. So the remaining available capacity on this location resource would be 50 hours, right? So and then that is available capacity, and that is what I'm going to propagate it to the standard supply planning input key figure that is called capacity supply, which the optimizer will take it as a hard constraint, and it will give the production plan accordingly. So with the capacity, with the final available capacity of 50 hours, the what all it can do, I mean, if it can do only 10,000 units of production, then it would restrict the production activity to 50,000 and the transportation activity to 50,000, and then the final demand fulfillment would be also on the lines of 50,000. So that's the purpose of this entire scenario. And then the next purpose is to plot some beautiful fancy charts and to see what's happening inside all my plants across the across the horizon, like for next 4 5 months, what job is going to happen at where. I'm going to put some heat maps. We'll see that how to leverage on these different charts that are available, and which one to rightly pick up and kind of create a dashboard and see all different touch points on the capacity planning. So etc, and then we can see where it has been scheduled, and we can see how much of capacity I'm losing in on every plant because of this. So can I reschedule them properly? So can I adjust and do it on week one, maybe put an alert saying like at least a minimum inside any plant I need to maintain 100 hours of available capacity, because otherwise my supply planning cannot be done. So I can very well reschedule my maintenance jobs. So we'll also put an alert. We'll create a different key figure, alert key figure, and then we'll notify the user that, hey, let's not do all the jobs on one single time period, let's reschedule them, etc, etc. So we'll do all that. So that's the entire purpose of this thing. So okay, so now we have to start from the scratch, obviously. So this is our the entire. First we have to create the attributes, and then we have to assign them to a master data. I mean, basically create a master data and add all these attributes, and now push this master data to a planning area. And then to create, finally, to create a key figure, we and the key figure that is getting planned on the newly created master data that is there. For that you need to create a planning level, and then we'll assign it to a key figure, and then we'll start doing some planning on it. Okay, so I think Deepak is placing some issues. I think, Deepak, are you there?
Yeah, I'm facing some
You're
issues, so
joining
I'm
in.
logging to the different system. Yeah.
Okay, is it done now? I mean, if you want us to wait for a minute or something, you can join back.
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Venkat.
Yes.
So now SAP they are released the latest version 1905 version.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know what are the activities will be involved from our side after updating.
Yeah, usually the yeah. Just please go on mute. Then there's a lot of disturbance coming in and echo. Yes, Srinivas, yes. So usually when every quarter there is a new release, guys, in SAP, and then SAP publishes a roadmap that what all we can expect till 2020, right? So it will be pushed. Then SAP might not stick to the plan always. Every quarter there would be a release, so there would be a website. I'll give it to you guys where you can go and see. SAP actually very aggressively publishes a lot of content on IBP. A lot of third party partners like Gita Cloud and and Intrigo and Accenture-based consulting firm and Deloitte, like a lot of other firms, they do a lot of collaboration and come up with different scenarios and give their thing. So that content is also published in a wiki SAP IBP page. You can very well go in there, and there SAP also publishes all the webinars that are going to get conducted. The webinars could be on a particular functionality, or it could be on a on kind of a success story, a client successful implementation story, etc. And there you can see uh, when this new release is going to happen. Whenever the release is going to happen, SAP is going to conduct a call. It's going to be for 2 hours, and whatever new features are coming in, that particular product owner would be coming in, and he'll just speak for some time and explain it to guys. And then they'll also publish some content, and it's kind of a PDF file. You can download that, and that would be elaborated. Second thing is that same content will also be available in the SAP IBP, page. I mean, in their product page. It's kind of a help page, so we can go and access them. So if you keep a track, if you go to that, that's called as a what's new in 1905. So that would be the name of that. So just type SAP IBP what's new in 1905. In February we have another release, so there it is called 1902. So the first two digits represents the year, the next two digits represents the month. 1902, 1905, 1908, 1911. Those are the four versions that comes in for every quarter, one version in a year. So now you can go there, you can see it. So SCP publishes what all things are coming in, and it also says as a consultant what we should do if any new changes are coming in, what we should do. Majority of the cases we don't have to do anything because it's been maintained by the SAP, the entire cloud maintenance. So they will push. So what they'll do is in the back end, what happens is to the IT the client personnel, like for example if you're working for a client, and then the SAP will shoot an email saying like we're going to push the changes into the server. Don't do any activity. The scheduled this updation is on so and so date, so and so time. So they will do it. But there are some things that we have to do, like for example, there is a initially in the initial like 2015 times, so there is an app called analytics, just the analytics. But later on they came up with analytics advanced. You see this analytics advanced, see. And this analytics advanced, like dashboard advanced, analytic advanced started having a lot of other features. They have added a lot of options, like you can share it, this chart, and you can send an email with the chart link with a click of a button. You can navigate from web interface to an Excel interface with again a click of a button. And then when you click it, it actually takes the data that has been plotted on the analytic chart, and it just opens that up in the Excel planning, so that in Excel you can run your operators, or do much more advanced planning. All those things have come in. Now what SAP said is that we're going to push it. Once we pushed the new app called Analytics Advanced, the old Analytics app will go off. So if you have created 50 charts inside Analytics, please take a backup. So if that is the instruction that SAP gives, then yes, we have to go and take a backup. So these kind of things are happening, and then it's constantly changing. So SAP also will give an instruction. SAP says that XYZ activity you have to do, Y you have to do, and then please do it. We have to go and do that. At majority of the cases, the SAP only does it in the background. So we have a very less things to do apart from just do a small kind of a sanity testing, that okay, whether my planning area is intact, and etc etc. So yeah, that's it. I haven't, and Srinivas, just to add one more thing, I haven't yet seen what's new in 1905, because I'm concerned on some areas, and like some time back I have seen it. There was no major, things are happening in my concerned area, so I didn't actually kept a track on what's new in 1905. Okay, so but yeah, I mean, you can go and whatever I said, just go and read the documentation, and if it says, please do follow it. And again, 1908, it changes. So every time, it changes. And in my implementation, so what we used to do is, if a new version is coming in, we always keep a track on what's new is coming in, so that we can accommodate that in our entire design framework. If more stuff are coming in, we can very well kind of park that in our current design, and if we can innovate it, if you can expand it, we can very well do that. And also list down the impact areas, that if the new release is coming in, and what are it going to impact, and if it is a major thing, inform the entire team, and then take a backup, or etc etc, we can do that. And we can very well I think inform SAP that please don't push this change 1, change 2, but we are fine with change 3 and change 4, but please don't do change 1 and change 2. So those kind of things also can be done. Okay, so hey, thanks, Deepak. So there's just a doubt that Srinivas has. Yeah, so see, there is already a master data called resource master data. So there are like attributes like resource ID and resource description and stuff in this in the resource master data. This is a standard master data. This is, we have seen it, right, in during our supply planning. So there is this location master data again. So in the location master data, so here we have location ID and then location type. You remember that if we mark V, if a location type is V, that means we are saying that this is a vendor. And then some keeps this location as an outside part of your supply chain, and will not have the visibility on what's happening inside this location. If you say it vendor, so just like this, now we'll create another master data called maintenance job. Okay, and then we'll add some attributes, and then we'll load some. Let's create a master data called maintenance job. Hey, am I audible to you guys? I'm getting some errors about my internet connection.
Yes. So,
I'm audible, right? So yes, guys. I mean, it's saying that I'm having a weak internet connection. Let me know if anything is there. So yeah, what all master data we'll keep. So first we'll say that what is a job ID. What's happening? Maintenance job ID. So in this attribute, we'll load the values like chemical cleaning, dry cleaning, oiling, repair 1, repair 2, repair 3, etc etc. So we'll say maintenance type. So we'll map. So I mean, if you're seeing, I'm kind of building a hierarchy inside the maintenance master. Maintenance type. So I'll map my chemical cleaning, oiling, etc to a preventive maintenance, kind of they belong to a maintenance type of preventive maintenance. And then some other like repair X or repair Y to corrective maintenance, and etc etc. So I have a placeholder to store that. um, what else I can what other master data we can have. So technician name, um, who's the technician who's going to work on this maintenance job. If it is oiling, John is going to take care. If it is dry cleaning, some Robert is going to take care, etc etc. So 3 attributes will first. So this is it, guys. So these are the 3 attributes we'll do, and we'll keep on adding up. So once I so my first thing is, first I'll create these 3, assign it to a master data called maintenance job, push it to a planning area, create a planning level, create a key figure, and start loading the data, and we'll see the data. Then let's say if there is a new requirement came in, we want to introduce another attribute inside our maintenance job, and then what kind of a things that what changes we have to do in our planning area to to reflect that new attribute getting added into the maintenance job. So now let's do that. So this is a home page. There is a group called model configuration. So this is where we're going to spend a lot of time in our implementation, so building up the model and etc etc. Okay, so first the model has to be ready, then we can do any heuristic or a demand planning or like whatever. So first the model has to be there. There are dedicated apps for attributes, and it is showing that there is 1380 attributes. See this number inside this system, 6380. I mean, don't worry about these guys. I mean, the numbers are so high because it's a kind of a sandbox system. So yeah, everyone is creating their own thing. Master data type 6000, so there reason codes, time profiles, transport model entities, sample model entities, planning areas, key figure calculations, and then the configuration. So now let's get into the attributes. I clicked on the app called attributes. Now it will list all the available attributes that are there. So whatever 1000 dot we have seen, we can see them all. Okay. The important things is that the status, whether it's an active attribute or not. So what we talked about active means that system has done the checks, the integrity checks and etc. And especially there is a database, there's a database table that is being assigned to this attribute so that we can actually load data into it. Like there would be a filter on top. You can very well go and keep a filter and then view the stuff that we want. Okay. Um, and then another beautiful thing is that it will show where this attribute is being used. So if you see these details, so first is ID, technical ID, and then the name, and then the description, and then the status, whether it's an active or not, and then the data type, 4 data types: varchar, decimal, integer, timestamp. Timestamp, you remember the location source of validity. We maintained one attribute, and we said that this location source, plant 1 to warehouse, this product, it is not valid between date 1 and date 2. So you remember there we loaded the data in the date format, right? So for that we need to create a timestamp data type, attribute of data type timestamp. Length, if it is varchar, how much of length? ABC code, just a 3 length code. And then where all it has been used, it has been used in 4 master datas. So this attribute is been used in 4 master datas. So let me bring another nicer one, where whatever, fine. So this ABC code is being used in 4 master data types. If I click on this 4 hyperlink, it will list down all the master data that has been used. It has been used in I for product, K2 customer, test 1, U0 for product. Okay, some testing is going on, I think. So this attribute has been used across 4 master data. And again, whether this attribute is extended to a planning area, here if you can see this ABC ID, I think this is a standard one. So ABC ID has been extended to 290 master data. So ABP product, ABJG1 product, AG1 service level class, AK1 product, and so all these products, it has been extended, and then it is extended to 28 planning areas. If I click on 28, it will list SAP, Ravish, and etc. etc. So there, with this we can see, and what I'm trying to also highlight here is that this attribute can remain in silo. So that means that once I create an attribute, how to differentiate if the attribute is standard or custom? We have to follow a naming convention, guys. I mean, there is no thing. So usually, if we keep Z, then we can understand that this is the custom attribute. So this is a discipline that we have to follow, the configuration discipline in your client implementation. Just keep Z in front of everything, then we'll see. Otherwise, if you want to know what is the standard, so there's another way to do it. Just like the way when you're creating a plant in standard SAP, what we do, we take a standard plant and then we copy it, right? So just like the way here, SAP gives some sample planning areas to us. This is sample model entities, this app. Now SAP will give you all different planning areas, sample planning areas. You can see there is a planning area called a unified planning area, that is SAP IBP1. So this planning area is a standard unified, that means it will do everything. It will do your demand planning. I mean, it will accommodate your demand planning. It will accommodate your supply planning. It will have the key figures that are related to the key figure, I mean, related to the supply planning algorithm, etc. Some control tower stuff, some standard KPIs, some standard calculations, that AOP, annual operating plan, revenue, etc., etc. So all those things are inside this unified planning area. And then this is response and supply. There is SAP model 7, and then so these are the inventory planning. There is one planning area called SAP 3. So in the technical name is SAP 3 planning area. So here you will have only the key figures that are related to the inventory planning. That's it. So if I, these are the different things. You see attributes, can go here. There are 36 attributes are there. Currency ID, currency description, they belong to a master data called IBP currency. And then customer ID, customer group, they belong to this thing called IBP customer. You see there are only two attributes, right, in the inventory planning, because from an inventory standpoint, IBP as a best practice told that just keep only two attributes, customer ID, customer group. But whereas if I go to unified planning area, you can see a whole bunch of key figures, I mean attributes inside the customer. You see IBP customer inside a unified planning area, customer channel, customer country, customer description, customer group, customer region, sales representative, sales VP, customer is valid or not, because customer validity is compatible in a supply planning algorithm, not a part of inventory optimization. Sales representative, sometimes if you do demand planning, sometimes you want to have a visibility on the sales people also. So that's why this attribute has came in. Okay. So usually if you're creating a new planning area based on your requirement, pick up the standard planning area and then copy this, create a new with dependencies, and there are other options, we'll see them in time. So if this is the first option, and you can see some description there, it is saying that create an exact copy of the source planning area, which is SAP IBP1, with a new ID. Give a new ID like PA1, and copies the master data types and the time profile of the planning area as well. It also copies the key figures and the exact copy of everything. Then you can create your planning area, and then you can play around it. Coming back to your question, how to know whether an attribute is a standard or not? The only way that here, just come and see, verify all the attributes that are here. That's the only way to know whether the attribute is a standard one or not. And then for analyzation, another beautiful thing is that you can download this planning area. So you see, I clicked on this, and if I say download, it will download all the entities inside this planning area into an Excel sheet, a CSV file, right? So then you can very well, verify everything. See, now it's hello, it downloads multiple, because it is downloading whatnot, everything. So oh my goodness, so it downloads all. So master data types, you see, so if I open this, okay, now obviously this is a CSV file, it clutters. What should I do? Data, and where is the text to columns? I think it's a semicolon. Yes. Okay. Okay. So this is how used in planning area, attribute ID and this thing. So just keep a filter, and then pick up the master plan, I mean, the master data that you want. Pick up the product master data, and then this is the name of the master data, and these are the attributes. See here. So there are how many? There are some 21 master data are there. So this way You can download your planning area. It can be any planning area. You create your own planning area, PA1. There would be 10 different people working on that planning area. 10 different people. They're creating their key figures, their attributes, their master data, etc. So download this dump and see what's happening. And as you said, to know any particular attribute, just filter on and then check anything like resource ID. Then yeah, this is it, resource ID. This is part of production source resource, and then and part of resource master data, etc. Think I gave a very elaborate answer, but yeah, that's it. So we'll see when the planning area is coming in, guys. I mean, we'll spend some more time in this sample model entities. So this is where you can go and see, like in fact everything. So not just the master data, you can go into the key figures, and it will, the display is very nice. It's very the user experience is much nicer. So like an example, pick any key figure. So let's pick this AOP revenue. So you can see that this is planned at MTH, that means month. PROD, that means product. This is just a technical name, guys. I mean, we can give the name that we want, but in standard it comes like this: MTH, PROD, CUST, customer, CURR. That means it's a currency. And then there is this cube icon. I mean, it says that it's a stored key figure. That means this key figure is stored. If there is a calculation, you can see this this icon here. That means it's calculated. You can open that key figure, edit allowed, aggregation mode. You can see there's this calculation definition, etc. This is not the app that we spend our time in. So there is another app called as a model configuration. That is where, because here this is just read only. You cannot actually edit anything, and then you cannot actually change anything. So for that, you need to go to this app called as a configuration. Okay, yeah. Now let's come to these attributes. Yeah, so here we have seen the status of an attribute, and then the mapping of this attribute. What initially I'm trying to say is, if you create an attribute called 81, that can be used in master data 1, and can be used in master data 2, and can be used in master data 3. And this master data 1 can be assigned to planning area 1, master data 2 can be assigned to planning area 2, and then planning area 3. And then also this MD1 can also be attached to another planning area called PA4. Same single unique attribute can be mapped across your planning models. Inside your planning area 1, if you are loading a value called XYZ under the attribute 81, that would be mapped nicely so that the XYZ would be mapped only to this combination. That's a kind of the data hierarchy that the table structures, etc., that IBP will take care, not our headache. But the thing is that create an attribute that can be used across the master data and across the planning areas. That's why the PRD ID, that is called a product ID attribute, standard attribute, that would be used across the all the planning areas. Every planning area needs that PRD ID, and then the whole bunch of master data that reads the product ID. For example, product master data reads product ID. Location source of supply, transportation lane reads the product ID. Production source header, a bomb master data, that reads the product ID. Unit of conversion factor, there it reads the product ID. So I attribute called PRD ID will be mapped to multiple master data, and any master data can be further mapped to any planning area. So okay, now let's come back to this. Let's create these three master attributes and then assign them to a maintenance job master data. Click on new. See this? A small pop-up comes in. Creation of attribute is a simple thing. So I follow a naming convention. I follow with the Z, saying, so it is saying there were no alphanumeric characters, so it had technical IDs always has to be, maintenance job ID, description is the same. Data type, the four options: varchar, integer, decimal, timestamp. It's varchar, and then the length. Let's pick 50 character length. Save and new. Save, it just saves. Save and new. What else we want to create? Maintenance type. Again, varchar 50. Save and new. Um, Technician name description is not a key one. That's why you can see the star over there, which means that you have to fill them up. Technician name 50. Save. That's it. 3 are done. So now I can search for that Z main. Okay, 3 created. Maintenance job ID, technician name, maintenance type, inactive, inactive. That's fine. So now let's map these things to our master data. Okay, so you can click on this go to, and then go to the master data types, or go back to your home screen. There is this app called master data types. Now this would list all the master data that are available there. Click on that. Lots and lots of master data are here. So we can see a kind of a prefix here, ABP, and then AG1, AK1. So that means that all master data is related to a planning area. They'll have a single naming convention. So right now we are dealing in a planning area called test configuration. So let's see what naming convention that I am following in there. So as I told, this is a area where you do the actual configuration. Clicking on the configuration. Again, here it shows all this is the overview, some kind of a admin kind of a things that you can do here. Attributes, master data types, time profiles, planning areas, planning levels, key figures, versions. Okay, go to the planning area and details. We'll see our planning area and then what naming convention that we are following there. I think I'm following something called a C01, I think, because of the configuration C. I'll test for my planning area. It's called test config. Okay, yeah, so this is my planning area, test config. Description is test configuration. So these are the master data you see under the below. So you can see all these, this section shows what master data are been assigned to this planning area called test config. You can see C01 act constraint, C01 batch product component. There are a lot of custom things here. So I'll follow with C01. Okay. Come here. I'm clicking on new. Asks me what kind of a master data that you are creating. Okay. So there's a slide which explains all these 5. For now, I'm just creating a simple master data. Just a simple one. It's called a maintenance job. So now you will be redirected to another page, new simple master data type. There are 3 segments in it: general, what are the attributes that are assigned, and then some kind of an attribute checks. So ID is C01 maintenance job. So I'm going to assign the attributes now. The three things that I'm created here, I'm assigning to a master data called maintenance job. Assigned attributes, add. I'll search on Z main. I'll select all three. Okay, and then actually I can create one attribute on the spot here. I click on new, then I can create an attribute here, and then I can directly add this up. So another way to create an attribute. So now these three are assigned, and now I have to mention what is the key in all these three attributes. So I'll say that job ID is the key, and that means it is also a required one. Without this, this master data cannot be held. Okay, I'm clicking on save. So this has been saved. Maintenance job C01 maintenance. The timestamp when it is changed, and then the assigned attributes key. Now this is kind of uneditable. Now to edit it back, click on this edit, and then start doing it. So now we need to do one thing. What's the next step that we have to do? So we're done till here. We created three attributes. We assigned that, and then created one master data. Now we have to extend this to a planning area. Okay. Now I'm going to my planning area, and then I have to now extend this. So how I'll extend? Basically, I need to add it. How I'll add it? If you click on the available drop down, so three options are here. First is available attributes. That means what is available, and then what is a selected attribute, and attributes as key figures. So I'll go to the available attributes. Now system would list all the attributes that are available. You see, everything is coming in ABP currency, AG1, AG1 service class, AG1 source customer group, AK1, AK1. So everything that is there inside the system is coming in. Now let's pick up our maintenance thing. I think the system got hanged. Okay, it is not coming in. Why the maintenance is not coming in? Why? Because okay, Z. But I mean the search is kind of cool. I mean it just picks it up and shows it. So it is not coming in. Why?
Screen
Thing
was
is because you haven't activated it.
activated, and
So
also the screen was on. So first you maybe come off back and come back.
okay, yeah, cool. Like I understood it yet. So, but yeah, the thing is that we have to activate. Yes, I note on your point because these are parallel sessions I maintain, and this is not a refreshed one. If I opened it 5 minutes back, it will show the data that is there 5 minutes back. So, but we created this thing. But the thing is that we have to activate it first. So this is inactive status. You see. Now I'll click on this activate. Just take some minute. Are you sure you want to activate this master data type? Activate. Activation successful. You'll see a message here. They all became blue, and then the green color comes in here. Activated on. Lost log is successful. Where can I see all the logs? There is a dedicated app called the application logs. So you open it here. Where is the application logs? Yeah, this is app. Open it. Whatever activity that's happening inside the system, huh? So that would be listed. Be it running a operator, optimizer, or creating a new master data type, or changing something. Everything with the timestamp and who did it, everything comes in here. So this is application log. See here, and I have filtered on my name, so you can see this maintenance job has been created, etc, etc. Okay, so once this activation is done, so now I can start extending. Okay, this get into the let's open the configuration screen again. So I'm here again, test config planning area. So go to the available attributes. I think it is taking some time to read all those 1,000 attributes and across 6,000 master data. Yeah. So main, it came in now. So this Z main, you can see the C01 maintenance job. If I expand it, it has a 3 under it, and then there are different things that are there. But first, let's add all. So and then you can be choosy. I mean, you can say I just in this planning area test config, I'm interested only in the maintenance job and maintenance type, and I don't want the technician name. So you can very well take that off. Because if you remember here, we're saying that the attribute will be extended to multiple master data and to the multiple planning areas. And when it is extended to a planning area, we can play around the way we want. So now you see this planning area became inactive now. See, this is inactive. So because I disturbed the entire structure of the planning area with the adding of a new master data. Okay, so a quick walkthrough on this. And another bullet point is that you cannot use decimal attributes as key figures in the planning area. I mean, you can only use decimal attributes as key figures in the planning area and not as a planning area dimension. What does it mean? If I create an attribute called as a like for example, I created something called as a maintenance type, preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance. If there is some data available for a key figure, I can very well open that key figure data at this level called maintenance type, and system does the aggregation, right? And it show it to me because the attribute type maintenance type is belonging to varchar. But if I create something the decimal attribute, for example, maintenance price, maintenance job price, the price that I incur if I do this maintenance activity, like this is a $5.5. If you make this attribute, now you cannot view the key figure data at this attribute level. I mean, you cannot obviously do planning at an attribute which is of the type of decimal. That's the point. So we have created a simple master data. When you remember, I mean, if you remember, in the drop down I picked up simple master data. Now I'll create another master data called as a compound master data. What does that mean? It combines two or more master datas to represent a valid combination of the component master data types. Component master data means that the individual things that are inside. For example, you use the product master data, customer master data, and you make them as a compound and create something called as a customer product master data. Why? Because as not all products are sold to all customers, to represent the valid combinations of products and customers, you create the customer product compound master data type. First thing. And then when a key figure data contains the keys, product ID, customer ID, for example, demand, consensus demand, product ID is Samsung S12, customer is Amazon. Um, when you're loading the key figure data, system checks against the compound master data type for valid combination. For example, I created a product called S12. I assigned this to Amazon. I assigned this to eBay, customer called eBay. There is a new product that I'm launching, S13, and that is extended to only the customer called Amazon. Okay, and then now system would display the master data only only for Amazon, and then it will not take the data for this planning combination S13 and eBay. So that's the thing. And what is the third thing? That some attributes will make sense if you have the compound master data types. For example, product is S12. The unit, what is the unit price and what is the selling price of S12 smartphone? mm, if I don't have a customer dimension, I cannot really tell my unit price, because that is depending upon the customer I'm selling it to. The same S12, if I'm selling it to Amazon, my price would be $500. But if I'm selling it to eBay, I'm selling it to 600, because Amazon, I have a tie up with them. So my unit price, my selling price, the attribute called selling price, is changing based on a valid unique combination of product ID and the customer ID. That's why I create some attributes has to be a part of a component master data types. Okay, so that's the whole point. So now what component master data that we can create it here? So I have to obviously map my maintenance job with the location and then the resource, because one location can have like two resources, right? So here you can see the plant one is having a robotic assembler now, and let's say there's a manual assembler. So I'll extend chemical cleaning to robotic assembler, oiling to a robotic assembler. But I will not do the oiling to my manual assembler. I'll just do only chemical cleaning, right? So now I need to create a compound master data, which consists of all these three. And I call it as a location, resource, maintenance job. Okay. Now let me create a new master data here. And then can we think of any attribute that would be part of all these three, some kind of mm, or let's put severity. I mean, let's create a master data called as a an attribute called as a maintenance job severity or priority, right? So what does it mean? So chemical cleaning inside the plant one on the robotic assembler, manual assembler, robotic assembler is a high priority. Manual assembler, it is low priority, some kind of a thing. I mean, just forget about it if it is not making sense. But let's create a attribute and then also assign that to the compound master data. So I'm click on new, picking up the compound. Now it opens up a new compound master data type. I'll follow the same naming convention, C01, location, resource, maintenance job. I think we have exhausted the maximum length. I'll keep it as a lock, resource, or else a lock, res. Location, resource, maintenance job. Okay, I think I have exhausted here also. Now, what are the component master data that are will be a part of this compound master data called location, resource, maintenance? Click on new, pick up the location master data. Pick up the C01. We not I mean, we shouldn't add the other planning area master data, right? So C01 location, I need it. I'll definitely need C01 resource, and then I also need C01 maintenance. Okay, it has added all three master data types into my compound master data. You can also see that it has further extended the key attributes to this compound master data. Obviously, if you don't load any attribute, it will not make sense to hold this compound master data type, right? So we need all three. What is the location? plant 1. What is a resource? Robotic assembler. What is a maintenance job ID? Dry cleaning, chemical cleaning, etc. So then this master data will hold, and the combination of all these three, it has to be unique for every record. Okay. I'm also creating a new attribute, clicking on new here. I'm saying this Z maintenance job priority. Ouch. Okay, was added. Clicking on save. Remember, we have to activate this. Activate. Status inactive becomes activation successful. Active. Now we'll come back here. I'll put a refresh. Go to the available attributes. Um, so this is one, right? So now you can ask a so let me save this and I'll show it to you. So in here, if I expand this, it is just showing me only one attribute, that is called Z maintenance job priority. But what about the resource ID? What about the location ID? What about the maintenance job ID? They will not be listed. Why? Because they were already listed in their, under the simple master data. Like for example, under the C maintenance job, I'll see the maintenance job ID being, that would be showed here. This is just a display, guys. What I'm trying to say here is that the attribute will be listed only once. Even though that attribute is part of multiple master data, it would be listed only once. For example, location ID will be listed only once under the location master data. But that doesn't mean that location ID is also part of location product master data, location source of supply master data, etc., etc. So it would be listed only once. Just don't worry that whether my attribute has been added properly or not, because that is not coming under this master data hierarchy, display hierarchy, etc. Don't worry about it. So now just hit a save here. So we're done till here. Attributes, master data, master data types. Tomorrow we'll do another exercise, guys, on the same thing. First we'll get this planning area up and then start planning with some key figure data. Tomorrow we'll expand on this. So now first for today we'll create a key figure called as a cost of maintenance job, something like that. The key figure is cost of maintenance job. We're just saying that this job will this job how much of cost that I'm going to incur if I process this maintenance activity, like $50, $100, etc. Obviously, right, it takes some effort, and there has to be some monetary consumption has to happen. Okay, to create this key figure, cost of maintenance job, so we obviously need what is a maintenance job? Dry cleaning, vacuum cleaning, whatever. at what location, and on what resource. Okay, because the dry cleaning inside the same location but for different resources, the costs are different. For robotic assembler it takes more cost, but the manual assembler it takes less cost. So yeah, so I need all these three dimensions, and also there is another time dimension called a week dimension. That means every week, I want to uh, plan this key figure at this levels. So to create a key figure, first I need to create a planning level. Okay, the planning level will create this thing. Think if you guys can connect the dots, I think this is some the concept is on the lines of MPOS in the APO old. So go into the planning level now. So in this diagram, what we can say, that planning level is been made of time profile, which gives a time dimension, whether it is planned at day level or week level or monthly or etc., and also the master data types, right? So now you can see how they all these elements are integrated. And these are the planning levels, so many planning levels. And I can click on for example, week prod lock, week product location. So this is a planning level. Where is this week prod lock? Yeah, this is a 1 week prod log, weekly product location. 229 key figures are using this planning level. That means 225 key figures are getting planned on this level. If I click on 229, it shows everything. My adjusted demand is on that level, actual production is on that level, actual purchase is on that level, and etc etc. Right. So here beneath it you can see what are the attributes that are selected under the master data types, which actually forms this planning level. Let's create a new one. Mm, Creating a new one, I'm giving a name week res log res m job. Location resource maintenance job. Okay, clicking, this is a time profile, day, week, etc. So let's do this at this level. I mean, this is at, I'm clicking on root. That means I'm saying that this is being planned at weekly. That's why day will go off, because you're saying that the base is weak. You cannot further go down. You can very well further go up. So if you have different values for every week, you can go and see for month and quarter and year. But if you're saying that this is at week, you cannot further go down. So um, where are the rest? So let's search it here directly. C01 lock, C01 lock. Click on all, pick up the location ID as a root. And if you guys have seen it, that the root attribute inside the master data need not be the root inside a planning level, right? For example, if you want a key figure, kind of a brand forecast, you want the root to be the brand, not the product ID. So the brand is part of the master data called product master data. And when you configured the master data, you said the product ID is the root. But when creating a planning level, you can pick up the attribute that you want, and then you can say that this is my root. And we'll see those planning levels also. I mean, eventually we'll create multiple key figures, and then uh, pick up all resource ID is my root. And then what do we have? C01 maintenance. Pick up all maintenance job ID is the root. And what else we are remaining with? I think we're remaining with um, priority, right? Something. Yeah, location is a maintenance job. I also want this. Now you can see that it is listing only one attribute. What happened to those other three? Location ID, resource ID, maintenance job ID. They are not getting listed because that they are already been mapped. So that's why it is not listing them. So pick up this. Now you save it. It gets saved. So this week lock res m job. You can see all it is been made of all these master data beneath. Weak log res m job used in key figures 0. What how this planning level is being made by using all these master data: maintenance job, location resource maintenance. You can expand and you can see this, that location ID is marked as a root, maintenance job ID is marked as a root, resource, and then job priority. Cool. Now let's create a key figure now. For now I'll create a dummy key figures. Tomorrow we'll actually create the actual the planning that we initially intended to do. Okay, I'm under the key figures page here, and then there is this drop down. You can pick up the planning area that you want. It is saying that there are 502 key figures are there. You can scroll down and you can see all these key figures that are there. I have copied a unified planning here. That's where 502 are coming in. So you can search for a key figure. You can, toggle between the key figure ID and the name, right? So if I do this, I mean, let's not do all this stuff, and we're running out of time. So tomorrow we'll see all this. See, it just got hanged. Yeah, it just shows ABC service level, and then the actual name is ABC service level, and then with the active status or not. So we'll see it later. This is the first key figure it shows, ABC service level, because that's the first one as per the sorting order. Click on this create new. Now it gives you a small pop-up: create key figure / attribute transformation. Three things that you can do: you can create a key figure, helper key figure, attribute transformation. Let's create key figure for now. We'll cover all these things, guys. So I'll giving a Z, C01. No need for C01. uh, Maintenance cost at what planning level? Need to pick up this is week lock res m job. This is the level that I want. Click on OK. It takes this technical ID and base planning level. Come on. Okay, it showed, see, maintenance cost. Now give a name to it. Maintenance job cost. This is a description. Base planning level is weak resource job. This is a stored key figure. That means, it's not a calculated one. So in the database that I'm creating, a table for it, so that the values will be saved here. And if it is a calculator, that means you need to check this. Edit allowed. Just say that it is all editable. Doesn't matter. Disaggregation mode, saying this is proportional, and then copy equal, I'm saying this is proportional. Okay. Yeah, so what else? There are other these things. We will touch there, but today, I just want to complete one transaction here. This is a calculation definition. This is at the request level. What does that mean at the request level? That means this key figure is being made at a level called a resource location maintenance job, but at request level, that means where you're requesting it, when you want to view the data, when you're putting up a analytic chart, or when you're opening the Excel sheet, you can request at any level that you want, right? So if this is a data, you can open the data at location level. System does the aggregation and it just shows you some data value. which is a summation of all the jobs that are there and all the resources that are there. Or you can open it at this key figure at a yearly level. Then system has to sum up all the 52 periods, 52 weeks that are there inside that year, etc., etc. What is the point here? You can request at any level that you want when you're viewing the data, but the data would be stored at the base planning level inside the database. The table will have all these columns: location ID, resource ID, and job. But you can request at any level. So when you're requesting, what do you want to do? I just want to do a summation of all my base planning level. We'll see it, guys, I mean, when we actually view the data. So only thing I have to do here is I have to click on this button, input key figures. This will show me how this key figure calculation has been written and what all key figures is going as an input to it. Okay, one key figure is going as input, obviously, right? That is maintenance calculation, like maintenance job is equal to a plus b. Then a comes here, b comes here, and then you can also see checkbox saying like that is selected as an input. So now you have to say this maintenance job cost is a stored value. That means when you're doing this request calculation, let's read the stored value of this key figure called maintenance cost. Okay, I'm saving it. Okay, this is saved. You have to activate it now. So see, if I do this z main, this would be an inactive status, and the entire planning area is also inactive. Okay, yeah, see, maintenance cost is inactive. Okay, now I need to go and activate planning area. Target for activation is test config, include related time profiles and master data. Active activation has started. See the log for check result. And planning area activation obviously takes some time because there are so many elements that are mapped to a planning area, all the master data types and time profiles and planning levels and etc, etc. And when it is activating, it checks the integrity, it checks the all sorts of calculations, whether calculations are written properly or not. If there are any issues, it will fail and it will give us a log that this got failed. Another key important point, at any given point of time, only one planning area can be activated. But master data, yes, 10 people can at a single moment, all 10 people can hit on activate master data. It can do the activation, not an issue. But planning area, it actually only one person can do it. And also it creates the database artifacts for all the inactive elements, and then it will be activated. So if I go to the application log, mm, so this test config, this is activation, it is yellow, then it's kind of still going on. So it is activation of 262 dependent objects, checking model entities. It is, there's some warnings that some attribute is not being used, blah 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 blah. Come down here, it is checking the relationships and model entities, and then you see the timestamp. And then so basically if the planning area is huge and many objects are there, then it might take 15-20 minutes. And another important thing are the versions. If you say that you have multiple versions, then it will take further more time, so it might go up to 30 minutes. So usually as a discipline, when I'm at on site, when the offshore is doing all the activation things, we schedule a particular time, and then we'll let whatever changes that you do during the design phase, please activate it before this time, before the on-site, before we come to the offices. Because one more thing, when the activation is going on, you cannot view any data inside that planning area. You can neither plot analytic chart or do an alert or log into Excel sheet. So you will get an warning message. So let me quickly show it to you. The error would be generous enough to give us the complete warning message. It says that this is under activation. Oh, is it the activation is done? Bad request. Click on details that it is saying that this is a code. Planning area is currently in activation process. Please try later. Yeah, there's a doubt. SAP usually, Srinivas, I think SAP, while I was at on-site, I think SAP sends, but it would be abstract. I mean, it won't be like, okay, go here, click this, click that. It won't say it like that. It publishes a content, kind of a public content. It would be available for everyone. So, you can very well go and check it in the website. Yes. How to differentiate if the attribute is standard or custom. We talked about it, Deepak. So moving transports with change new attributes, etc. How's the planning and activation effects are affected? Yes, activation. I mean, if the activation is going on, then obviously that get failed, because when it is going on, activation is going on, we cannot do any activity. So it will just fail to do that particular operation. So okay, it's still taking some time. So so now there is this there is this app called data integration jobs. So there you can actually load the data into your planning area through manually through a CSV file. This is a job, data integration jobs. So you can click on that, or you can directly maintain the data from the backend Excel sheet workbook, or a third party. I mean, the HCI, the middleware will bring the data and then load it into the master data types. For that, you need to have an integration job in place. Mm, now checking the data consistency. Uh, so what I'm trying to show here is that you can download a template and then load the master data that you want. So I'll click on this drop down. It will list me all the master data that are available. uh, it will not give me the C01 maintenance job. Why? Because it was not yet activated. If it is not activated, there is no database artifacts created. Then if there is no table, then obviously you cannot load the uh, it is there. C01 maintenance job is coming in, so I think it got activated. So I can download this. A CSV file downloads, a template downloads with the structure of the the structure. That means the structure that we created: maintenance job ID, disk, the technician name, and then the maintenance type. I don't know why the system is very slow today. It has to be done through TR. That's a discipline that we have to process, discipline that we have to follow, Srinivas. We cannot obviously touch the production planning area, right? But we always have a carbon copy of the backup planning area of the production. Like, we will maintain, this thing, for example. I think you guys might be aware of how we do it in the uh, so this is the production version, right? And then this would be in a different URL, a different system, right? So and then we don't have a QA environment and dev and all that stuff. For all that stuff, there is only one system, and then we have to create multiple planning areas. So this would be prod backup. And this is a golden config. and this is a kind of a sandbox. This is a dev planning area. Okay, so production is going on. There is a request that came in. You have to create a new attribute, or maybe um, some new key figure is there, calculation. You do everything in dev planning area. You test it. It is working fine. So and then you push this to golden config, right? And then do a further test, and then finally push it to the backup, and then from backup you do a transport, and then put it into the uh, okay. So yeah, so this is a thing that we have to follow. This is what at least I have followed in my uh, implementations. Dashboard analytics, yeah, I mean they are like end user one. I mean, we shouldn't worry that much about it because it's not a configurable element. Whatever we are seeing now, attributes, key figures and blah blah blah, they are the configurable things, and we have to be very careful and all that stuff. Let's come back here. Let's get this thing done. Okay, checking data again, cleaning up old objects, calling post activation activities. I think it's getting done, guys. And what happened to our file? The template still not loading. Don't know why. Yeah, exactly. So in dev, you can create multiple planning areas, as I told here. So you can create something like QA here, and then also put something called as a dev planning area. So you do your planning key figures, blah blah blah. You push that to the QA planning area. You do your testing, all that stuff in QA planning area. Once you're okay with it, you put it in the golden config. And then everyone puts in the golden config, like the demand planning team, if they have different key figures, they'll put it in golden config. Supply planning will put it in there, and then this brought back up these both are like kind of carbon copies. So and then we'll put it in the GPPR and then this thing. So yeah, on the two landscapes. So I mean, just getting a system itself is kind of a big deal because we have to spend a lot of buck. Enter information filter generated, network views, forecaster activated. Activation successful. Boom. I think this is taking some time, guys. I mean, let's do that from the master data workbook only. Tomorrow we'll download the templates and then we'll see how to load it through the CSV files. I mean, all the master data and key figures. Now I can access the system. Click on maintenance data workbook. Bring on the maintenance job, the master data, edit mode. Bring on the location master data also. Let's create a different location, and then there is this location resource maintenance job, all in edit mode. It obviously says no data because we just created, there's no data found, but now we'll load the data. What is a maintenance job ID? So you can see this is in orange color because this is a root. There's also star here. If I hop over, if I keep my cursor here, it is saying that is a key in brackets, a mandatory 50 character alphanumeric string. It's called a chemical cleaning. It's a dry vacuum service, oiling, what else, like repair, XYZ. What is going to be done? Pipe cleaning. Just saying it, guys. So maintenance type is chemical cleaning is a preventive maintenance. This is preventive maintenance. Oiling is like shutdown matters. Let's just say that. Just giving some random names, guys. Technician, let the John take care of the dry vacuum, and then oiling is done by Robert. Robert, and then this is done by Peter. Created all my master data, and then I'm saving it. So even if I download the CSV file, it just opens up in this format. It downloads with the attributes that are already created. I can, just like the way here, I can load it there also, and then I can run the job in insert mode. So your changes have been processed. Total number of records 5. I maintain 5 rows of data. Number of change records 5. Number of rejected 0. That's fine. Click on OK. And coming to the location master data here. This is our standard location master data, right? So let me put some plant names. So what should I call? So southwest, um, let's call this mills, huh? So that we'll have a different name. uh, this is uh, northwest mill, um, and then this is southeast. It's creating two plants, two mills. So work center 101. This is a mm, robotic assembler. Work center 101. This is a manual assembler. This is work center 102. This is another robotic assembler. Okay. So usually there would be another master data called location reports, where we map all these individual resources to the locations, but we are not into that now. More into the maintenance activity. Yes, come here, and then we are into two locations. Resources are these three. Okay. Okay. Now the maintenance jobs. So, oh boy. Let's just do only these two here. Let's say the mill is very small. The second mill is very small. Uh, okay. Now the priority: chemical cleansing is high priority. Dry vacuum service is medium. Oiling is high priority. Repair XYZ is low. Pipe cleaning is low. Let's copy the same here. But whereas in mill 2, the same chemical cleansing, not a high priority because it's a small plant, and medium is dry vacuums are also medium. So maintain this master data now. Clicking on save. Okay, number of rejected were 8. Great. Why they are rejected? Download the full report and see. Okay, let's see why it got failed. Maybe some integration issues. I mean, hmm. So these are rejected, huh? Why? Let me check whether the location is saved properly or not. Okay, they are saved properly. And I also copy pasted nicely. It is not showing because I kept a filter on top, so that's why it is not coming in. Okay, let's go to the application log and see why this got failed. You'll see everything in the application log. Okay, so I loaded some master data and it got failed. 4 got successful and 8 got failed. Let's see. Anyway, where's application logs? This is got failed. You see the red icon here? That means it got failed. Okay, this is not the one. This is planning your activation failure message. I think we should look for this. Unable to import the data because row is duplicated in the master data. Okay, why is master row is duplicated? Oh, okay. I think yeah. I didn't do the copy paste properly. See here, I have entered the same rows. Copy paste issue, I think. Yes. Yeah. Yes, guys. Are you guys with me? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you guys are following it up, these got failed because redundancy. You see, I maintain same mill northwest resource ID is robotic assembler. Job is drive vacuum. Again, the same record. Duplicates got failed. My bad. I haven't done it properly. But anyway, fine. Let's continue with the successful records. Running out of time anyway. So I'll just load the key figure data. Okay, these are the only 4 records that got successful. 2 mills, resources, and this thing. Now let me load the master data, key figure data now. Same option, master data workbook, but here in the drop down, I'll pick up the planning objects with the key figure data. Now it will ask for the planning level. So I think ours is a weak location resource. Where is it hiding? Weak resource location. Or is it, I think, is it with weak location resource? Where is the maintenance thing? Yeah, here it is. Location resource. Wow, there's a lot of disturbance, guys. Yeah, location resource maintenance job. Edit mode. You can see there is only one key figure that has been assigned to this planning level. Choose a time frame. Go to the current time periods. The current week would be highlighted here. 104 periods. Maintenance job activities. Click on OK. No data found. That's fine. It would everything would be blank. So let me copy this thing here. So guys, this key figure would respect the valid planning combinations that are there in the planning level. I have only this 4. If I bring up mill SE and if I type some other resource ID as manual assembler, and then some other oiling maintenance job that itself is not there in the master data, then it will obviously fail, right? So common sense. Because this key figure is being configured at a particular planning level, and that particular planning level is reading its objects from the master data. And if the records are not there in the master data itself, then it will not be extended to a planning level, and it will not be further extended to the key figure, right? So yeah, so yeah, where I just want the key figure name. This is a key figure name. You need to give the right key figure name, otherwise it will just fail. So I'm giving this $50, this is $100, this is $150, this is $200. Saving it. Number of records 416, number of changes 416. Yes. So I have loaded the key figure also. Now I can come here, and then now I can start planning on it. I'll take out the product location resource, and then the maintenance job ID, and then where is the cost? Maintenance job costs. Okay, it is saying select the planning scope. That's fine. Just select all. Chuck it. It is asking for a filter. What should I say? This is maintenance job ID. I'll put a filter on this. Filter customer ID, copy across the tabs. I should have opened the other, a new template, guys. So sorry for that. Now it is saying that it's not valid. Try to. Oh, it is taking a lot of time. Let me do one thing. I'll also put a filter on product, but that doesn't matter for us because we are busy with our maintenance activities. Maintenance job ID, take off the customer. I should have created another template. Just where is our maintenance? Yes, maintenance job cost. I'll go here. I'll put a S12. Doesn't matter, right? It will. Okay, just need to copy the filter from customer demand. We are in a different tab. Let's come to our customer. We have the costs. Yeah, so this is the data. This is the cost. So now I'm talking about request level, right? So if I take off these two levels, what system will do? System does the summation of 500, and it will give me the 500 here, 500 here, 500 here. Now let me go to the edit mode. I'll take off these planning levels. Okay, there are two maintenance jobs. Chemical cleaning, it showed 300. Dry vacuum is 300. So now I also bring the the technician name, add in before. Didn't give a right attribute name, just went copy pasted the I think, yeah, John is a technician, and then you can see. Now if I take off this maintenance job ID, now it will show the aggregated view. So John's 500. Now I can punch in a value. I'll say 4,000. I'll save it. So now I am maintaining data at an aggregated level. Now this will get disaggregated. 4,000 got saved. Now if I bring up the, you know, I'm playing with quick edit view, guys. You can do it from edit view also. Yeah, let me do that. Edit view. This is a planning level. I want to know my resource ID, location ID, and then the maintenance. Yeah, so this got disaggregated. How it disaggregated based on the mode that we have set here, proportional. Um, uh, so yeah, this is how we create a key figure at a particular planning level, and then once the planning level is decided, we can start playing with the data by viewing at different levels and by plotting the charts, analytic charts at different levels. So tomorrow will the scenario that we are actually talking about, I'll start with that, and then also if I change one thing in here, how that would have a cascading effect on the entire planning area. Like, for example, in the maintenance job, if I bring another attribute in here, and what changes I have to do across my planning area. For example, in here, there is a maintenance job cost, right? So uh, there is another attribute inside the maintenance thing, kind of a service station or work center or whatever. Like, then I want to view my maintenance job costs at that particular level. Then like kind of cost center, let's say the cost center is part of the location resource and maintenance job. And then if I have a cost center, I can view the data at the level that I want. So let's do that in the next session, but for now, so this is it. So just a small recap, guys. What we have done: created some attributes, extended them to a master data. Let me write that down. Okay, create an attribute, right? And then created a master data, mapped all the attributes. Okay, and then created also a compound master data, right? Compound master data takes the combination of this thing. And what we did, then comes the extend the master data to the planning area, right? And then we created a new planning level inside the planning area, and then created a key figure, um, at the new planning level that we created, right? And then triggered the activation. Activation is successful. Then we loaded the data, obviously loaded the master data first, and then the compound master data, and then the key figures, right? And then finally, planned the key figure data or analyze the key figure data. So this is what we did. And to connect back the dots, so this is the cycle that we should follow. First, define everything: your attributes, master data, planning levels. Get the activation, do the activation, and sometimes activation also fails if we don't do it properly. Then we did the input, then we use it. So tomorrow, if there is a change, follow the same cycle again. Create the attribute, or if it is a master data, create a master data, extend to a planning area. If it is a key figure specific, extend to the planning level that this key figure is bothered about. Change the key figure calculations and then activate it. Load the data for that particular custom attribute that you have loaded, or maybe the master data, and then start using it. Okay, I think we already passed a lot of time. It's 9:20. So guys, just think about it, digest it. Any questions, just shoot an email to the team, or tomorrow also we can touch base, and then we'll build on this. We'll do a lot of things inside this capacity planning, and then whatever key figure calculations that we want to write, and all sorts of stuff, alerting, and then snapshots, whatever. So we'll try to do all that. And if you guys have any specific scenarios that you want to plan on, come up with those. We'll also configure them and see them. Okay. Anything important that you want to say? Anyone? Okay then. Yeah, we'll touch base tomorrow. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the patience. Bye guys.